So you've been thinking about retiring to Summerville, South Carolina, and you want to know maybe what are the best reasons to do that. Today I'm going to go over the top 5 reasons why I think Summerville, South Carolina is one of the best places to live for sure, and probably is a good decision to do. So very first thing that people are thinking about is climate, right? Summerville, South Carolina, Charleston, South Carolina, lots of sunny days here, lots of blue skies days here. I moved down here in 1999 from Massachusetts, and there were a lot of gray days, I gotta be honest. Especially in the wintertime, it seemed like winter lasted forever. Down here, I get 80% of the time, 75% of the time, I get to wear shorts. So that is super exciting for me. So climate is definitely one of the major reasons to moving here. It's even been equal to the sunny days that they have in Tampa. A couple of different resources say we're right around the same amount of sunny days. So if you're looking for sunshine, climate is definitely the number one reason I would say that people are moving here. When we were talking to all of our clients, that's the number one thing on their mind. They don't want to shovel snow anymore, or they just need a place a little bit warmer. In the wintertime, it can get down to 20 degrees. During the last year, we had a good week or so of 20 degrees during the day. Normally, though, I would say a good example was last week. We were in the mid-30s in the morning, and then we warmed up to about 63, 64 degrees in the afternoon. So climate, I could talk about all day. I'm going to try to get through these first 4 reasons quickly because I really want to talk about number 5 the most. The second thing I would say people are moving here for is affordability, right? Cost of living. I looked up on nerdwallet.com just comparing the Charleston, Summerville area to some of the other major cities. Although Charleston's not a huge major city, I agree with that. Coming from Massachusetts, it's no Boston, it's no New York, it's no Chicago or anything like that. But if you compare the cost of living from the Charleston area to the Boston area, we're looking at 49% more to live in the Boston area than it is to the Charleston area. That's huge. Others go down as low as 17 to 20% is probably the average of it costing more to live somewhere else than here in the Summerville area. Some, like if you compared it to Rochester, New York, compared to here, you're only looking at a couple % difference. So it may not make total sense depending upon where you're coming from, but cost of living overall is much less down here for sure. So affordability. And when you retire here, there is a Homestead Act. I think the age is 65 or 62. Their first $50,000 of your property is free. There's no, not free, but the taxes are free. There's no tax on the first $50,000. You do have to live here for a year and then apply for it, but it's called the Homestead Act. So that's a good cost savings as well for sure. The third reason I would say is Summerville is its proximity to Charleston and other areas too. So for Summerville to Charleston, the drive during non-rush hour times, we're probably looking at 30 minutes, 35 minutes, depending upon where you're going and where you're coming from in Summerville. Is it something I would want to do, driving downtown if you're working a 9 to 5? Probably not, because, there are days like yesterday, for example, we had a huge oil spill, tanker flipped over, and I think people were stuck for an hour and a half or so, 2 hours, especially if they were kind of caught in between exits or whatever. Proximity to Charleston is great. You've got the beaches down in Charleston. There's 3 or 4 or 5 different beaches for sure. You've got Mount Pleasant, which is right next to Charleston. Beautiful bridge that you can walk across and, exercise and things like that. And then, of course, Charleston is known for its food and its breweries. So you've got tons to do down there. And, concerts and arts and things like that. And then The number 4 reason is Summerville is just a very Mayberry feel. It's a small town. We're going to have a video on Hutchinson Square in downtown Summerville soon, so be on the lookout for that. But it's just got this really small town feel, but you've got everything here in Summerville, and if it's not here in Summerville, it's a short drive right in Charleston. So now we're going to get into number 5 reason of why people are moving here for sure, and that is because of the active adult communities. So I'm going to share my screen here, and we're going to go over some of those. So those red dots are where the 6 are, and that is pretty much how far Summerville spreads across, right from the edge of Monk's Corner all the way out here down 17, heading towards Cottageville and heading out towards Walterboro. So these two out here are Horizons, which is built by Lennar, and they are within Summers Corner, the master plan community Summers Corner, and then the Crestwind at the Ponds. So both of those set inside master plan communities. Crestwind is almost complete. There's 40 to 50 lots or so that they're still building out. They have spec homes. You can build from the ground up still in Crestwind. My mother-in-law has lived there for 7 years and absolutely loves it. We actually featured her in one of our videos that you can find there at Crestwind. So that is a great place to live. She loves it. Been there 7 years. Absolutely loves it. Lots of walking trails and pines, and for the grandkids, you can use the Ponds amenities. So they anybody under 18, I think it is, if they want to use the pool, you can't use the pool with kids in Crestwind, but you can go right around the corner to the Ponds amenities and take the grandkids over there to that community pool. And there's a playground and dog parks, and there's all these oak trees overhanging 100 Oak Boulevard. It's really, really beautiful drive into Crestwind there. And then Horizons, again, is built by Lennar, and they only do spec homes. So they're about 500 homes done into their 1,400 homes total community size that they're going to be, which is Horizons within Summers Corner. And their amenities are not done yet. They will be done probably the end of 2025 is what they're projecting. So we'll see that is going to actually have like a bar grill inside the community, amenity center, indoor pool, outdoor pool, 26,000 square foot amenity center, fitness center, big resort pool that sits on a lake with an outdoor fireplace, and bocce courts, pickleball courts, tennis courts. So that's going to be a super nice amenity center. The difference between the Ponds and Horizons, once both amenity centers are done, the Ponds, Crestwind at the Ponds Amenity Center is about 13,000 square feet, I think it is, and Horizons is going to be double that. But again, it's not done yet, so we don't know for sure when that will be complete. So if you want amenities now, and you wanted to be in the Dorchester County side, Crestwind would be a better option for you. And then about the middle of Summerville, there's Del Webb Nexton, which is right next to our office. So that's what these two red marks are. One is our office right in Nexton Square, and then Del Webb at Nexton, because there's two Del Webbs in the area. They are, I would say, a little bit more than half done. They've just acquired some additional land. So they were going to be about 1,000 homes, and now they're going to be 1,400 homes because of that. They're also adding on to their gorgeous amenities that they already have. If I were asked, hey, Mark, out of these 6 active adult communities here in Summerville, which one has the best resort style pool? Right now it's Del Webb. They have a pool that is gorgeous. It's got covered seating in the pool. So if you want to sit in water and be in the shade, you can do that at this pool. There's zero entry on one side, so it slopes down so you don't have any steps. There's these gazebo type things that you can sit in that are first come, first serve. Those will eventually go away because there'll be a little bar grill there. But there's covered areas up next to the building. There's a hot tub out there. There's a hot tub inside. They have an indoor pool as well. I think it's 6 pickleball courts, 2 or 3 tennis courts. More pickleball courts coming once they add on that additional amenity center. And that new amenity center is also going to have a gymnasium in it so that they can have events in there and, basketball courts, I believe, in there. So lots more amenities coming to Del Webb, already to one of the best amenities that they have for sure. And, that community is, I think, about 700 homes done, and there'll be about 1,400 homes total. Now, the next one in is probably Cane Bay Del Webb, and that community has already been fully built out. So if you want to live in there, you can live in there, of course. There's pre-owned homes available in there. It is still a 55-plus community. It is gated. So out of all of these, Crestwinds has a gate. They still haven't opened a lot for construction. It closes at 7 at night. It is not manned, though. They do have some automation to that when it is closed. Horizons is a manned gate from, I think it's 8:30 in the morning until 6 or 7 at night. And then they have an automated kiosk that they're just putting in now once they get their software update so that guests can come in without a guard being there if you register them and things like that. Del Webb, very similar. They are gated from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. And then, there's some automation. And obviously, all the residents will have a little sticker on their window that you can get in with a scanner. As you approach the gate, it automatically opens because it knows that you're a resident in all of these. So Del Webb in Cane Bay is also gated, 7 to 7 or somewhere around there. And I would argue that Del Webb Cane Bay, because of the maturity of it, has one of the nicest entrances in there too. But again, only pre-owned homes available in there. They've got the indoor pool, the outdoor pool. The outdoor pool is a little bit smaller just because, it's 14, 15 years old. So it's not as huge and new as the Del Webb in Nexton. But for clubs and activities, all of these places have that. Del Webb Cane Bay probably has just as many as Four Seasons, which is the next one. And that's probably 300 clubs or so. So if you are bored in one of these communities, it's because you want to be bored in one of these communities for sure. And then, as I was mentioning, Four Seasons at the Lakes of Cane Bay. It is on a lake system. So that is one unique thing about this one. The amenities rival Del Webb Nexton, I would say for sure, as being one of the top. Del Webb Nexton probably has a little bit better pool than Four Seasons, but you don't have the lake system that you have at Four Seasons at Del Webb Nexton. So it is just gorgeous. All these pine trees and, the wildlife. I've seen eagles out there. I've seen osprey out there. I've seen, great blue herons, white ibis cranes. We saw wood storks out there that are like 4.5 feet tall. So lots of nature and just beauty out there for sure. Some of that I've seen over at Horizons as well. But Four Seasons, definitely one of my favorite 55 plus communities for sure, just because of the beauty. And, the lake system, they have these like canals that then go out to a 300-acre lake in the back. They have about 3 or 4 years of more of building there. They're in like phase 7, 8-ish right about right now. And once they complete those, they're going to be going to the back of the community for phase 9 and 10, which is a little bit closer to the big lake that's in the back. And then the last one, there's going to be one more I'm going to talk about that won't be in Summerville, that's coming as well. But the last one in Summerville is what we call a 55 plus targeted community. So Summerwind Crossing, it's by DRB Elevate. They do not have a guard gate there, so it is more open. But it is still low maintenance, so your HOA fees and all of these are going to be anywhere from $250 on up to $330. Horizons is going to be the highest. Once the amenity center is done, it's a little bit lower right now because the amenity center is not done. But Summerwind Crossing is on the lower side because it doesn't have that guard gate. It will not have a clubhouse in Summerwind Crossing, but it will have a pool. They changed that. It wasn't going to have a pool at first, but they changed that based on a lot of our feedback as agents and as the clients that we've been taking through there. We'll have some pickleball courts. It's going to have a dog park. It'll have a pavilion area where you can sit in a covered area. It's going to have like a great lawn where they're going to have events and things like that. And I would argue that DRB has some of the most interesting models too. So one of the models there has a dog wash room. It's like a raised shower that you can wash your dog. They have options with a wine room or a pocket office. So some really interesting floor plans with DRB Elevate for sure, and Summerwind Crossing. So that one again is not guarded, won't have the big OMG amenities clubhouse, but still a good option for that active adult community because it's everything's done for you, and you can go play pickleball up at the front if you want to. Again, just probably not as nice of a amenities center or clubhouse. So those are my top 5 reasons of why retiring to Summerville, South Carolina may be a good option for you. I didn't introduce myself at the beginning. My name is Mark with the Charleston Area Living Group, and Jeff is usually here, but he is off today. We are team leaders and partners, and we've got a team of a few people. So if you're interested in coming to the Summerville area to check it out, we would love to tour you around, show you these 55 plus communities or non-55 plus communities. We've had people come here and retire here that don't want to live in those communities as well. So we would love to do that. All of our information is down in the description as far as email, call, text. And, whether you're moving here in 9 days, 9 weeks, 9 months, we would love to help you. So it doesn't matter. We've had people even come visit and say, hey, I'm not moving here for another 2 years, but I want to make sure it's the right place for me, and I want to talk to you guys about it. So we are happy to do that for you. We can also talk on a Zoom call. Down in the description, there's a link. You can click that link. It'll go right into our calendars, and we can talk about your specific situation on a Zoom call privately and go over, what some of these communities have to make sure it fits the lifestyle that you want to live, because we want you to be super happy about the home that you're buying, and then, also not stressing about the money. So we'll try to find the community that's the right fit for your lifestyle and the right fit for your budget, which in the end is also part of your lifestyle, right? Again, my name is Mark. I look forward to talking to you. Thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you on the next one.